sometimes sleeping 12 to 14 hours at a stretch. It wasn't good, and I knew it. I also knew the choice of this spot on the bluff that I returned to night after night wasn't good. But here I sat again. It was the place High had come the night his first wife, Julie Spaulding, died of a long, debilitating illness. He told me how the sunset had flared above the Sierras, then died on the water. You're not coming here tomorrow, McCone. It just depresses you more. Get on with figuring out your life. Behind me, Learjet snorted impatiently. He wanted his alfalfa. "Okay, you smelly old thing," I called and got to my feet. "I'm coming." The horse, of course, was obstinate. He turned his back on me and tried to pull the reins loose from where I'd tied them to a tree root. I took the reins myself, but when I tried to mount him, he sidestepped. I hung on, got my left foot in the stirrup, and threw my right leg over his back. Before I could locate the other stirrup, he began walking. I clung to the pommel until my foot was secure. Then he stopped. I clicked my heels authoritatively against his sides. He snorted and put his head down. "Look, you miserable bag of bones, I'm not in the mood for your antics." I clicked my heels harder. Learjet took off at a sudden wild run across the mesa. I lost both stirrups, yanking hard on the reins. "Slow down, damn it!" And he did, jerking to a dead stop. I flew from the saddle over his lowered head and landed on my butt in an area of soft, dried grass. As the horse turned away and trotted toward the stables, I could have sworn I heard him snicker. I wasn't hurt, although I'd probably be sore in the morning, but I stayed where I was for a while, lying on my back, my knees bent upward, cursing Learjet, and watching the emerging stars. What else could go wrong today? That morning I'd nicked myself with a kitchen knife, been snappish for no reason with my office manager, Ted Smalley, who was holding down the fort back in the city, been even more snappish when my sister Charlene, who lived in the LA area, called to see how I was doing. That afternoon, Citibank's fraud division called to tell me someone was using my MasterCard to make internet purchases. They'd frozen the account and a new card would have to be issued. I should have been grateful to them for spotting the problem within hours, but instead I grumbled at the representative about the inconvenience of having to change the number on all my automatic payments. Then I called my nephew and agency computer expert, Mick Savage, and asked him to find out who'd made the charges. He could work faster than Citibank, who were bound to have more important cases on their hands than mine. When he said he was swamped, and why not let the bank handle it, I yelled at him and hung up. Then I slept the rest of the afternoon. Now I'd been thrown by a horrible, hateful horse. "Well, at least you're not having a bad hair day," my inner voice said. "Shut up," I said. "It's not funny." Now I was losing my sense of humor. I'd always depended on it to get me through the rough patches, but it was fading along with everything else. I got up, brushing dried grass from my pants and hair, and started toward the house. The moon and starlight showed me the way, and eventually I found a familiar, well-traveled path. A bobbing light was coming toward me, I saw then. "Sharon?" Ramon Perez's voice called. "I'm here." "Lear came back to the stable without you. I thought I'd better mount a search." "The son of a bitch threw me." "Are you all right?" I'd come into the circle of Ramon's flashlight, and he frowned as he looked me up and down. "I'll live." Ramon Perez was a northern Paiute, a tribe closely associated and often confused with my own forebears, the Shoshone. A stocky, weathered man in his late 40s who spoke little, but always had gentle hands for animals and a kind smile for humans. He'd opened up some to me since I told him I discovered I was adopted and a full-blooded Indian. Since then, we'd spent a good bit of time discussing his and my tribe's commonalities and differences, which was what had started this horse thing. We'd been sitting on bales of hay in the stable 2 nights ago when Ramon's